Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. The big question with Baltimore this fall is, can they do more than just make a playoff game? You know, Joe Burrow has 5 playoff wins in his NFL career. Lamar Jackson was drafted before Joe Burrow and only has 1 playoff victory. Joe Burrow is 5-2 in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson is 1-3. And the biggest focus, what's going to allow Baltimore to go deeper in the playoffs, is going to be Lamar Jackson taking a step forward as a passer. The last couple of years, the top teams in the AFC have been Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City, and Josh Allen in Buffalo. The question really should be, can Lamar Jackson elevate Baltimore into the top of the AFC? Can they crack that elite group and push themselves up into the top of the AFC? I love what the Ravens have this year. They've got an amazing offensive line. They have invested in receivers. They added Odell Beckham Jr. They drafted Zay Jones in the first round. I'm really curious what Rashad Bateman's going to do. He's a former first-round pick in 2021 at receiver. He's dealing with a foot injury. He's not playing yet. Rashad Bateman only played in 6 games last year, but he was a first-round pick for a reason. There is potential there, but can Rashad Bateman stay healthy? Still, though, adding OBJ, adding Zay Jones, the Ravens are trying to support Lamar Jackson at receiver. They also have receiver Devin Duvernay. He's speedy, great return man. They've got an awesome tight end, Mark Andrews. There are good weapons around Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. They're trying, man. They're trying to give him the support he needs. They also hired Todd Monken as the new offensive coordinator from Georgia. And I am really, really curious about the Ravens offense this year because I'm not sure what it's going to look like. You know, in college, Todd Monken always had better athletes. He was the offensive coordinator at Georgia. It was a physical mismatch in almost every game Georgia played. They just dominated one-on-one matchups all the time. So really the question is, will Todd Monken's ideas translate to the NFL? We will see. I am really curious to watch that this year. But it's very clear, a central focus of Baltimore this year is trying to improve their passing game. So, hey, we'll see what happens. I got to say, I have a ton of respect for their head coach, John Harbaugh. To me, he's a bit underrated, actually, somehow. He's won a ton of games. I don't know why he's... people don't talk about John Harbaugh with the reverence I think he deserves, in my opinion. Now, I am concerned about the Ravens' corners. They signed Rock Ya-Sin to a 1-year deal. I'm hoping he helps, but we'll see. The other corner is Marlon Humphreys. And, I look at this Ravens secondary. I like Kyle Hamilton, their young safety. But this might be a team that relies on winning a couple shootouts. They're going to play in a lot of big games. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, obviously. But, Baltimore's also going to play Seattle, the 49ers, the Chargers, Detroit. Games where you got to score a lot of points. And I worry that having a weakness in the secondary, especially at corner, could be a problem. But you also can look at it as an opportunity. These big games, Seattle, 49ers, Chargers, Detroit, the games in their division, obviously, they're opportunities for the Ravens to show what they can do. And look, man, I'm really hinging everything in this prediction on Lamar Jackson improving as a passer. And if that happens, it's not going to matter if they're a little bit weaker in the secondary. They're going to score enough points for it to not matter. Now, there's some uncertainty at running back for Baltimore because they signed Melvin Gordon, a veteran running back. And Melvin Gordon came out and said J.K. Dobbins, their starting running back, is sitting out. I didn't know that. The world didn't know that. Left a lot of questions up in the air. Is J.K. Dobbins hurt? Is he upset with his contract? What's happening there? There's uncertainty what's going to happen at the running back position. I want to acknowledge it. I'm not sure how it's going to impact the year, but there is a question mark. What's going to happen with J.K. Dobbins? Is he going to play? Is he not? What's going on there? There seems like an underlying situation that isn't publicly available for us to know. Now, to me, the Baltimore Ravens are a playoff team. I have them going 12-5. Worst case scenario, they're going to be a wild card team. And I really, truly believe we're going to see Lamar Jackson develop as a passer and obliterate people. When you have a guy who is as talented running the football as he is, who also has got a lot of weapons to throw to, an incredible offensive line, and develops as a passer and starts doing bigger and better stuff downfield, it's going to be unreal. And maybe sometimes developing as a passer isn't taking that deep shot and making some crazy throw. It's throwing to your check down. It's the little stuff. And it's the little details I want to see Lamar Jackson improve at. But 12-5 would be one more win than the Ravens had last year in a loaded AFC. Like, you might ask, Zach, the Ravens are a way better team when you talk about them. Why do they only win one more game than last year? It's because the AFC is so incredibly talented. There's that much incredibly gifted talent and football teams around them. But the question is, how much can Lamar Jackson elevate them? The AFC is super competitive. And the real question, again, is how much does Lamar Jackson develop as a passer this year, and how far can he take them?